Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the title of this video, I'm gonna basically be telling y'all how God used my car to discipline me and to teach me to trust him. Before I get started, this is not a work that is complete within me yet. I'm here to share with y'all exactly where I am. And that's it. That's it. This is not like I said, a complete work. So yeah. Another thing, I know I've been gone for a while. The type of person I am, my company don't like misery. Meaning, if I'm in a space where I'm not my best, where I can come on and give y'all my complete best, my full self, I don't want to give y'all anything. However, I know that is not what God want me to do. I don't have a lot of subscribers. I'm not even at 100 subscribers yet. So who knows, by the time I come back and look at this one of these days, I'll be like, oh, look at me, started from small beginnings. But anyway, I know the Bible tells us that we should be faithful over the little bit that he does give us. So I'm choosing to do that today, being faithful with the few subscribers that I do have. I feel like I owe that to y'all. Excuse me. I feel like I do owe that to y'all. But like I said, this is about how God used my kata to discipline me and to teach me to trust him. So to give y'all a little bit of backstory, I've been in a lot of car accidents. This year alone, I've been in 2 accidents that I can remember, and 2 times when somebody tried to steal my car. I'm gonna put pictures here, share pictures here. And for me, I don't care what nobody say. Not having money, that takes a different toll on you, on your mind, on your spirit. That could put you in a different type of mental space. So let's just say having this car was a big responsibility for me. But it was also convenient. I never thought to get my car up to like just, get rid of it. I was just praying and hoping that God would just cover me to stop these car accidents, to stop people from trying to steal my car. Of course, I'm the type of person, my car was paid off, by the way. And of course, I didn't have no car note. The only thing I had to pay for was my car insurance and, of course, maintenance, whatever maintenance that came along with getting my car did. So, of course, on top of if I got a side from my car insurance, which I had a Hyundai at the time. So if you know Hyundais and Kias, them hot. If you watching this and you got one of them cars, you can probably attest to this and say that your policy is through the roof. I had a 2015 Hyundai Elantra, by the way, and just for that alone, my policy was like $500 a month. By the way, not for the whole year, but for a month. So aside from me trying to pay my policy. Let's just say, for instance, if I get into a car accident, of course I gotta pay that deductible. On top of that, if something going on with my car, which wasn't out of the norm, I always had something had to get done with my car. I had just put a new transmission in my car, and it went out in 2013. So, I mean 2023. Why did I say 2013? 2023. So I want to say probably like at the beginning of this year, I had put like a new transmission in that car. On top of that, of course, other maintenance, all of that stuff getting done. Brakes I had just got done. Front and back, rotors and brake pads, by the way. So on top of all of that, if I get into a car accident, and that's another thing, any accident I done been in, it ain't been my fault. It ain't been my fault. So that makes my premium go up, because in today's society, the people, you know, these insurance companies, they don't care. It don't matter whether it was your fault or the other person was at fault. You are now a liability to them, so your premium is now finna go up. So, of course, I now got to pay that deductible. On top of that, if something is going on with my car, you can see the type of money I'm having to come out of my pocket for this. So honestly, that put me in a space of being mad at God, because I feel unprotected. You keep allowing these car accidents. And at this point, if you done been in a car accident, this not just a place of, oh, boom, 2 cars or however many cars done collided. Now, no. This is messing with my psyche now. I don't drive the same no more. I'm low-key, I drive in fear. Ain't no low-key, I drive in fear now. Because it's like, I don't know, and the way Chicago drivers drive, Chicago drivers are really aggressive. Don't nobody use their turning signals. People just cut you off. It's like, and not even on top of that, it's like I'm acting out of my flesh now because I'm mad. I get mad, I get pissed off, and it's like, learn how to drive. It's like, I ain't gonna lie, if you was sitting behind the wheel and you cut me off, or you the person that just almost like caused the accident, you're gonna be like, that girl, is she saved? Is she saved? But it's like, I done been in so many car accidents, it's like, I'm just mad. I'm just mad, bro. But yeah, so that'll happen, and like I said, I just found myself being mad at God, because it's like this is affecting my livelihood. If I'm coming out of hundreds, thousands of dollars out of pocket just for all of this, it's like you can now affect how this is not just affecting my home, but like the Bible, it says he meant for us to enjoy the fruits of our labor. It's been a minute now. I do my own nails, do my own hair, all of that stuff. It's like I'm just genuinely not in a space of like where I'm enjoying life. So you can just imagine, honestly, how miserable life became for me. My refrigerator for a long time, it just ain't been stocked in forever. And this is not the type of person who I am. I don't like living, basically, I don't even want to say paycheck from paycheck, but it's like, and the reason why I don't want to say paycheck from paycheck is because it's an understatement, you know. And what's crazy is I saw God's hand in the midst of all of this, but if I'm just being honest, it was still frustrating. Honestly, I could see how the Israelites was mad that God, they kept eating manna. God gave them manna every single day, and you can get mad. I genuinely see why they was mad, and why they was saying it was better for us when we was in Egypt, you know. I genuinely came to a place where I was like that. I was like, just gave up on God, if I'm gonna be honest. It's like, if this what comes with being saved, if, you know, what's the point? If I'm finna have to suffer here too, if all I'm finna have to do my entire life being here on earth is suffering, what's the point? What's the point? And I guess just to give y'all some insight, probably what you mean by that, I was genuinely like counting the cost. Like, is it worth it? Is Christianity worth it? Is Jesus worth it? If I'm gonna suffer here, like, and suffer, if I was basically picking my battles. And ultimately, what I was doing was saying that I'd rather enjoy life here if I'm gonna have to suffer here, why I gotta suffer all of my life. Yeah. So, like I said, I was in 2 car accidents this year alone or whatever. So back the latest one was in August. My birthday is in September. My daddy also died in September, literally 6 days away from my birthday. And this only made me more madder at God. Because, like I said, I just explained all of that to y'all. So, let me back up a little bit. So, I don't remember. It was either between February and April that that first accident of this year had happened. So my car still wasn't fixed from that previous accident. So in August I had another accident, if you follow me, and that only messed my car up a lot more, which was also humiliating. I guess some people would say that God was just humbling you, teaching you, you know, humility. I honestly don't understand why. Like, for what? I'm not the type of person who, I'm not materialistic. So I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, this is something I'm still walking through. So he's still teaching me. So honestly, I still don't see the point of what was all of this for. My therapist, she just said, like, I'm just having a Job season. I don't want to go on a rant or whatever, but it's like, okay, that's just what it is, whatever. That was like a Job season for me or whatever. But like I said, I was in another car accident in August. My car still wasn't fixed from that first accident in between February and April. So by this time, I'm just trying to catch up with my premium. I'm just riding around with my car looking the way it was looking. And I was just trying to, like I said, just pay my premium. And on top of that, my gas had got out of control. I had moved here. I have officially been where I am a year now. If you know, you got to transfer your utilities over. And in the midst of me transferring my utilities over, I don't know how this happened, but the gas company had connected my gas to the front of our building. So I want to say for probably like about it was probably like about 2 or 3 months or whatever, I wasn't paying gas or whatever, but I was still saving up because they was fixing it, like basically like had to come out, read my meter and all of that stuff, and basically like connect to connect my gas to like whatever unit or whatever that I was into. So that took about 2 or 3 months. But I wasn't just out here going crazy because, like I said, I knew I was gonna have to probably pay back whatever it was that I wasn't paying towards like whatever, you know, bill or whatever that I had coming up. In my mind, that was only probably gonna be like $100 or $200. I done paid my own gas before, and that's about how much when I was paying gas at the time. It was probably only like about $20 or $30. I guess times have changed because when I got that bill back, baby, that gas was like $600 or $700 some dollars. So I had to get on a payment plan for that, which I'm still on. So that only added on to what I had, you know, as far as my car. That only made me more mad at God. This was on just stuff just adding up to me just being mad at God or whatever. And so that's why I was catching up with my premium, because I try to pay $100 here, $100 here, on top of Wi-Fi, other bills I just had going on. I just have or whatever. So, fast forward a few weeks ago, I just felt in my spirit like, why don't you just ask them if you could just go ahead and, because my policy had elapsed. I knew I wasn't finna be able to pay my my premium. So I'm like, something just tell me like, why don't you just go ahead and just ask them if you could just go ahead and pay your deductible instead of just trying to pay your premium or whatever. Something about that just felt wrong to me. I don't know why. I just felt like I was like, I don't know, getting over. So I was ignoring it for a little while. And then I just finally decided to call them. I was like, hey, can I just go ahead before my premium? I don't know if I should. The insurance company I was with or whatever, they got, it stated that even if your policy elapsed or whatever, even 2 weeks after that, if you somehow found the money or whatever, you could just reinstate your policy or whatever. So I was in between that little time frame of like, after that 2 weeks, it's just over with. You just gonna have to get a whole new quote. So I was in between that time frame, and I just called them out, and I was like, since I was insured with y'all when when I was in an accident, can I just go ahead and we just start the process of me just getting my car fixed, and then I just do my best to just try to, you know, pay up my policy, however, you know, however that may be or whatever. And the type of person I am, I wasn't just going to run off. I'm the type of person, I don't like running around with, driving around with no insurance, because like I said, I done been in too many accidents where it wasn't my fault. So I was going to find a way to like pay them. I just didn't know how. Fast forward, we go ahead, I get an estimate of all of that stuff, and it comes back they just totaled my car out because the damage, it was greater than the value of my car. So I was gonna fight them and go back and forth because it was only like $400 over once I looked at it, and once the person over my claim had broke it down to me, I was only like $400 more. So I was gonna go back and forth and like say, okay, well, I can go to a junkyard and have one of my brothers like put the bump on or whatever. Y'all just do the other damage to fix the other damage to the car, whatever. And I felt the silence was not the silence, the whisper. The whisper was loud over the chaos and that was going on inside of me, if that makes sense. Who was that? Was that Elijah or Jeremiah? God took up, I I'll put that verse here, the verse I'm referring to, when he took, well, whatever prophet that was, he took up on a mountain, and through in an earthquake, you thought you was gonna hear God, but God actually, that prophet heard God's voice in a gentle whisper. That's what it was for me. Me going back and forth with the handler going back and forth with me. The whisper was, it was loud. I couldn't ignore it. And it told me, just let the car go. Just let the car go. And to make a long story short, I did just that. And I didn't expect for God to answer my prayer this way, because like I said, I just wanted him to protect me. Don't let no more car accidents happen, none of that stuff. But I'm happy because, first of all, the amount of money I'm finna save, and I don't plan on, I don't want another car. And the, maybe I'll prayerfully, if it's the Lord's will, what the reason, part of the reason why he told me not to just let my car be a total loss is because of something else that I've been praying about. And prayerfully, you know, if it's the Lord's will, I can come back and testify to y'all about that too. So I feel like that was also an answered prayer. But I'm just thinking about all the money I'm finna save. On top of that, of course, they paying me out, you know, for the value of my car. And it's like, it's just so many things I can get done now. Like I said, on top of that, just the amount of money I'm finna save. I don't gotta be looking over my shoulder, driving, like thinking about who finna just whip out, not turning on a turning signal, just driving in fear, paranoia, all of that. And it's just crazy, the peace God gave me. However, I was grieved. Or whatever when the reality set in, like I'm no longer gonna have my car. And the reason why is because my car, for me, that was like it was a sacred place for me. Like whenever I was going through something, I worshiped in that car. So the sentiment behind my car is what I'm gonna miss. Not being able to worship, like just blast my music and just worship and just sing, and just, of course, the convenience too. But it's like, I'm not gonna miss the convenience as much as I'm gonna miss those intimate moments of just sitting up worshiping and praising God in that car. And you're probably thinking, like, what's the difference? You can just do that at home. Not completely, for the simple fact, if you live in an apartment, you have neighbors. People can hear you. It's not the same as when you in a car and you driving. Can't nobody hear you when you driving or whatever. So that's what I'm gonna miss or whatever about my car. And I called her Rose about, you know, not having Rose no more. But I don't know. I guess I'm excited to see what God finna do with this. And I know this is not the end, because like I said, I'm not fully delivered from that mindset. And I guess to further explain, me fully trusting God and believing that he's for me and that I can find safety in him, for the simple fact I know I don't have that, because those thoughts never would have came to my mind in the first place if I fully knew I could trust him, or that knowing like I'm safe with him. And when I say safe, I don't mean like, it wasn't the physicality, if that's a word. It wasn't the physicality of the accident that made me mad with God. Like I said, it was the emotional state behind it. And I guess just to further explain how I grew up, and I never felt that emotional safety, that vulnerability with anybody, like whether it was family and relationships or friendships. I just never felt naked and unashamed with anybody. So that played a role in it, because it made me feel like I couldn't trust God. Like, I can't trust them and I can't trust you either. It's ultimately what it came down to. Ultimately leaving me feeling unprotected. So I know that's something me and God is just gonna have to work on, because like I said, I know this is not the end. Just because he took my car, that don't mean this is over. This is something I know I still gotta learn. So yeah. And I guess I just feel like I deserve to tell y'all too, I guess, further as far as where the channel is heading. Sitting down like this feels, I don't feel like I'm fully giving y'all me. This feels too performative to me. I'm thinking about doing more so vlog style. However, I don't know how that may turn out, because I know doing vlog style videos, it's like you already gotta have like a community built up, and that I don't have just yet. So, but I don't know, that I truly believe God will work in, because it's like, if the content is good, if you see in my personality, it's like, why wouldn't it take off? Why wouldn't God bless that? And I know y'all will see the difference too. Like, for future reference, those, you know, my future subscribers, those, if you come back in and you watch this video compared to the videos that you gonna see in the future, you'll most likely, you will be like, dang, that's crazy. Look at where she started from, and seeing her now. So I do think I'm gonna do more so vlog styles, sitting down, still talking to y'all in this kind of way. It just won't be like this. Like, I gotta set up, pull out a tripod, lights looking just performative. I just want to be comfortable in what I'm doing, and right now I don't feel comfortable. Yeah, I do want to change the name too, but I'm praying on it. I don't know if I want to leave it the same or what. I've been thinking about Growing Pains, simply because that's what it feels like I'm here to do. Like, teach people to grow through the growing pains. Plus, that's the name of my book too. I just think that's probably I think that's what God is like calling me to, like, growing pains, teaching people how to grow through and persevere through the tough stuff, you know. Let me see. Anything else, Lord? And Bible study. He's been putting it on my spirit a lot too, to do Bible study. But like I said, I felt like I had to come and just in this performative mode. And I could just, that it don't gotta be like that. I sit in my bed and do Bible study, or at the most I get up and go sit in my living room and just read my Bible. And yeah, I can just do it that way too. But I think that's it. I think that's it. I want to apologize to those who, you know, to those who actually do follow me, for not being consistent. I will do my best from here on out. My problem is, like I said, my company don't enjoy misery. So it's hard for me to to show up in the midst of those storms for y'all, because I'm feeding myself. So it's like, how do I feed y'all if I'm in a depleted state too? So who knows? Maybe that's something the Lord will go ahead and be like, he'll just work on me. He'll work on me with that. But I know if this is something God called me to, I can't keep taking these. I don't even know how many months it's been. Like, I don't know, like all of these months off. If God is calling me to it, I guess for future reference, maybe I'll just take a little minute, maybe a week or so off, and then just get back to it. May the Lord be my strength in doing that. Yeah, but that's it, y'all. Like, share, comment. Anybody that's new, if you're not subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe. And that's it. Y'all take care. Peace.